Hello everyone, Father Scott Vanderveer here with some more reflections on the topic of love in a continuing series that we're doing on the Easter Scriptures. There are many ways to love, just as there are many ways to express something that we're thinking using one of the different languages of the world. So just as in French you say je t'aime, and in Spanish you say te amo, and in English you say I love you, there are languages of behavior that different human beings with different personalities use to express love. And over a decade ago now, a pastoral minister wrote a book on the different languages we have for expressing love in our relationships. And that book has the very catchy title, The 5 Love Languages. The 5 love languages give us a framework for understanding how different people express love in different ways. It is a way to help your relationships. It's a way to have more patience and tolerance with yourself and others in your interactions with loved ones. And the best way to understand this is that if you were to learn a foreign language, you would have to do a lot to get over all of the resistance that is a natural part of the human brain to learning a new way of expressing yourself. Some people have a natural ability with language. Pope St. John Paul II spoke a number of languages. But if we're going to be honest about the average person, all of us have a mother tongue, a language that was used in the home we grew up in, and that's the language we're most comfortable speaking, the one we're dreaming in, the one we think in. Then, if we have studied abroad, or if we have dug deeply into another language, we may be fluent, fully fluent in another language. And maybe, just maybe, if we're very good at languages, there's another language that we may be conversant in. Not as good as our mother tongue or our other fluent language, but one that we can get by when on vacation in a country where that's the language being spoken. But it would be honest of us and humble of us to admit that beyond 1 or 2 or maybe 3 languages, there's no way that we can communicate in all the languages of the world. There's no way that it is just as easy for us to speak with someone in Mandarin as it is in Arabic, as it is in Farsi, as it is in English. No way. Impossible. So, it's good for us to recognize that when we learn about these 5 love languages, we have the humility to know I am not going to be fluent in all of these languages, even if I wish I were, even if I tell myself, I get by in all these ways. So, the love languages, starting with the first, physical love, actual physical representations of your love, throwing your arms around someone, giving them a kiss, squeezing their arm. Physicality is one way to show love. Another way to show love is to say beautiful words to someone. Words of affirmation, words of support, words that are loving and complimentary and build someone up. So the first is physical love. The second is words of affirmation. The third kind of love is acts of service. Emptying the dishwasher for someone, folding the laundry so that they don't have to do it, running errands for them, picking up their prescriptions, doing something kind, taking some of the burden off of them. Acts of service is the third kind of love. Spending quality time with someone is the fourth kind of love. That's when you set aside other things to make time for them. That's when you make sure that someone knows they're a priority in your life because of the way that you prioritize your other tasks around time with them. Quality time, time spent in a day-to-day situation, or maybe going on vacation with someone and being willing to put other things aside. That's the fourth way. Hard for me to do that one. And then finally, the fifth love language, gift giving. Buying someone a gift or making someone a gift, offering some physical manifestation, some outward sign of your love and affection for them. So, these are the 5 love languages. And just like the languages of the world, all of us have a mother tongue. It is the language that we most experience love in. It is the language that when someone else uses it, we feel loved. We feel affirmed. We feel that they really know how to show care and concern for us. So for example, your love language may be words of affirmation. You feel loved when someone says, "You are so smart. You are so kind. You look beautiful in that blue scarf. You are," fill in the blank. That could be your mother tongue. You might feel the most loved when people use words. But there may be someone in your life who doesn't use words. They don't speak that love language. They would be glad to wash your car for you, and they do it because they love you. But they could never say, "I love you." Often I'll do a funeral for an elderly parent of someone in the parish. And when I do the funeral, they'll often say things like, "Dad never said the words 'I love you.' He wasn't mushy like that, but he showed us every day of our lives." It may be that you are that kind of person, or there's someone in your life who could never use words of affirmation, but you have to understand what they're saying to you in the language they speak. They may speak it by the gifts they give you, by always having a card, or giving you roses for no reason, or always making your coffee exactly as you like it every morning. Or it may be that they are very affectionate physically. It's a person who's always squeezing your shoulder, or giving you a peck on the cheek, or wrapping their arms around you. Maybe they do it by dropping everything and spending time with you. You get to know that you are a priority in their life because they will put everything else aside to spend time with you. These are the different ways that people show love. And I don't think I need to spell this out, but it might be a relief for you to know that many marriages and many friendships are extra hard because two people who love each other deeply speak different languages. And because there's 5 love languages, there is one that it is almost a guarantee you don't speak. You don't communicate in that language, and you don't understand it when it is spoken. And I have learned by getting to know myself better that I have a primary love language, a mother tongue. I have another language I'm fluent in. I have a language that I can speak, but it's not natural. I have to really work at it. And I have at least one love language I don't understand and I don't speak. What's yours? What's your mother tongue? What's the way you most naturally give and receive love? What is a language that you're fluent in? Maybe you speak it with an accent, but you understand it and communicate in it easily. What is a language that you have a hard time getting by in? You can operate in it a little bit, but it is not comfortable. And how about this? Could you courageously identify which language you do not speak at all? Is there a language that you simply cannot communicate in? What language is that? What language is your love language? What language is not? What does this teach you about your relationships? What a great question for us during this time of focusing on love. And what a great challenge for us to be able to learn to speak more languages more fluently. May God bless each and every one of you in your quest to love as fully as God would have you. Peace be with you.